my mic. There we go. That's a bit better. Welcome, everybody. I had my mic muted, and it's lovely that you're here today, and thanks for joining me. I hope that you're going to find today's session helpful, because it's all about how you can actually avoid burnout, because everyone is feeling a little bit of stress towards the end of the year, and you're trying to get everything done so that you can have a relaxing Christmas. And sometimes all the tasks just pile one on top of the other, and it gets to be a little bit too much. So before I begin, though, I'd love to know, for those of you who are here, can you pop into the chat and let me have a look at the comment section, where you're actually watching from, because it's always interesting to know whether you're in Sydney or Brisbane or London or Perth or wherever, and it'd be lovely to welcome you as well. So don't feel shy, just be very, very free and welcome to say wherever you are. So Elijah Jonah, you live here with me, Jane. Really? You mean in Sydney? You're in Sydney? I'm in Sydney too, and it's been a very, very hot day today. But anyway, we'll see. So let me see, what have I got? I'm not sure how many people are actually watching at the moment, because I'm not able to see, but I will just continue talking and hope that if, for those who aren't with me live, that you'll be able to watch the replay. And if you do have comments and you're actually watching and it is the replay, then I will come back and I will answer your questions a day or two afterwards. For those of you who are here, I'll answer your questions on the spot as well. And hello, Christine, and you're in Sydney as well. Lovely hot day, isn't it? Now, today is all about how you can avoid burnout, and I want to share with you some mindfulness techniques as well, because I don't know how you feel, Elijah and Christine, and oh, hello, Talat in Sydney too. How are you feeling at the end of the year? Are you feeling the tasks all piling up? Are you heading towards burnout? Are you just a little bit tired? Or are you feeling quite excited because Christmas is coming and you're going to be having a holiday break and you're looking forward to the break? We're actually at the home stretch, but I found that a lot of my clients, because they're in transition and they are looking for a job, they're starting to feel the pressure because things have slowed down a little bit with regard to job advertisements. And of course, the bills are piling up as well because Christmas is coming and presents and activities and events and all sorts of things happen. So what I want to do today is to provide you with a few exercises that will help you to cope if things get too much, if you start to feel a little bit anxious as well. Let me see. Oh, goodness. Oh, Amar. Hello, Amar. You're in my webinar this morning, and you're in Sydney too. I've got a whole host of Sydney people today, so that's really lovely. And if while I'm going through the presentation that I'm going to share with you, you do have any questions, pop them in the chat and I'll be able to respond, okay? Because I'm delivering this via StreamYard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this scrolling banner, because that gets a little bit annoying after a while, and I will start my presentation, but at any time, pop in the chat your questions and I'm going to be very happy to respond to them. And if I don't get to them today, I will get to them later. So what I've got for you today is success strategies for 2026, because if you can end the year calm, confident, and have clarity, you're going to feel so much better as we enter 2026, ready for success once the holidays are over. Okay, so let me move on to the next slide. So for those of you who don't know me already, I'm a career coach. I've been coaching now for over 24 years, and I really love coaching, helping people to find and follow their true passion and direction. And to that end, I'm also the author of Navigating Career Crossroads, which was a finalist in the Australian Career Book Awards. I wrote it 10 years ago, and it took me a year to write it, and I wrote it because I'm on a mission to make careers guidance accessible to everybody who needs it. And that's also one of the reasons why I do live webinars and provide a lot of content via LinkedIn to help job seekers and those who need a bit of clarity in their career as well. I host my podcast, which is called Your Career Podcast with Jane Jackson. And in the podcast, I provide a lot of career advice and support, as well as interviews with fascinating professionals who've made very interesting career changes, and many of them are my former clients. And so there is always hope. If you feel a bit stuck, listen to the podcast, because it may give you some good ideas as to how to market yourself, what else you might be able to pivot towards if what you're targeting just isn't quite landing at the moment. I'm a LinkedIn top voice, I'm a LinkedIn trainer, and I'm sure that they gave me the LinkedIn Top Voice designation because I share so much content on LinkedIn, because I'm very passionate about helping career changes, and the recipient of the Career Development Association of Australia Excellence in Practice Award as well. If you want to check out anything about my services or what I do, have a look at janejacksoncoach.com. And that is enough about me. Now, this is welcome to today's webinar. It's your chance to breathe and strategies to avoid total burnout, because I want you to enter the holidays with a positive frame of mind and feeling enough energy to really enjoy the break as well. Because we're now at this time where it's a bit of what I like to call a shoreline moment between the push of the end of year. You've got deadlines and things to complete, and everything is urgent and everything seems to be piling up. And also there's a pull towards the new year and a new beginning, which is, of course, full of hope and possibilities of success for the future as well. So we're kind of caught in between at the moment. And so while you're in this in-between phase, let's make sure that you're able to cope well. Okay, now what we'll cover today is what it is that actually leads to emotional burnout, because when you're aware of what may what causes burnout, then you will be able to take the steps to avoid actually experiencing burnout. I'll share with you some stress management techniques and also some mindfulness strategies too that will help you get through a rather busy period. Okay, now what leads to burnout? As you can see, this lady here is juggling. She's on an upward trajectory. However, it feels like she's on a tightrope and may be falling off at any time. So if you are always working late, simply because there's so much to do and you really want to make sure that you're making a good impression, and you're working too long and too late, that can lead to burnout. If you're worried about the future and it feels really uncertain because there's been so much change the past year, there've been a lot of redundancies, people are worried, is AI going to affect my role? Well, actually, to be honest, it's not just AI that will affect your role. It's businesses need to stay profitable. They need to ensure their shareholders are happy. And if they're not doing well in certain areas, they're going to need to downsize. So there's always going to be attrition, there's always going to be redundancies, and that causes employees to feel a little bit uncertain about their future as well. So is their job safe? Is their job not safe? So those concerns can contribute to the feeling of anxiety. If you've had a personal or professional loss, which could be a job loss, or maybe you've lost a loved one, that can also lead to burnout because there's a lot of emotion that's tied up with that. Are you working weekends as well as all through the week? Are you a workaholic? Be honest with yourself. Organizational change can create a lot of stress as well. Perhaps you're worried about whether you're performing as well as you could in every aspect of your life. You could be part of what I call the sandwich generation, where you've got young children and aging parents, and the children need you and the parents need you, or they need to go into care, and things are happening. I've talked to so many of my clients who have so many responsibilities with their parents, because they're now getting to that age where the parents need more and more help, that they're pulled every which way. Sometimes you may find that there are disagreements when you're feeling stressed or uncomfortable as well. If you have this perfectionist high work ethic, you could be burning yourself out. If you've been ill, you can be just too tired, but you're continuing to work. Money worries contribute to this. And children, parents, partners, they can be a great joy, but sometimes they can be a little bit stressful too. And I'm sure that you'll agree with that. So all of these things, if you're experiencing any of this, then you don't have to share it with me today, but some of these things may resonate with you. I'll just have a quick look in the comments to see. Oh, Christine, oh, thank you so much. I'm glad that you listened to your career podcast and you said you haven't seen a slowdown in job ads, so that's good. So you're feeling like December is a normal but will be cut short month, so you're busy cramming things in. Okay, so just pace yourself, Christine, so don't overdo it. Okay, let's carry on to the next slide and just discuss what it feels like if you are heading towards burnout, if it gets a little bit too much for you. You're physically and emotionally exhausted. You may feel a bit cynical, a little bit detached as well when you're feeling in that frame of mind. Perhaps you're working so hard, but you feel like you're being ineffective and you're not actually achieving what you wish to achieve. The tiredness or the exhaustion is constantly with you. If it gets really bad, you may feel like you're in a hopeless situation because you're just running around like you're on a treadmill or the hamster cage. And maybe you just want to throw your hands in the air and go, oh, honestly, I just don't care. I'm going to switch off now. And I see Sigrid. Hello, Sigrid. Nice to have you here. For some people, simply ending another year can be stressful as it's another end. Yes, I agree. It's thinking of the end. Let's think about new beginnings. Okay, we've got 2026 coming up and it is the world of possibilities. We just need to get through this end of year phase without too much exhaustion. Now, typical physical, emotional, and behavioral signs and symptoms of cumulative stress are what I want to highlight to you, because if you've experienced stress on an ongoing basis, say for the past year, because there have been multiple changes and a lot going on, or maybe you've taken on a new role and you've been getting up to speed and there's just been a lot happening. If you have stress on an ongoing basis over 1, 2, or 3 years. And it could be major stresses or minor stresses. It could be things like starting a new job, or it could be a job loss, or it could be a loss of a loved one, or it could be you've taken on a big financial responsibility such as a mortgage, you've bought a house, or maybe you've had something minor like a traffic infringement and you've got a parking ticket. All of these things create stress at different levels, but if you keep getting multiple stresses, it ends up being cumulative stress, and over time you may start to experience these physical signs and symptoms, which may be it's difficult to sleep, or maybe you're sleeping too much, perhaps you're starting to comfort eat, so you're overeating, or maybe you're not even hungry at all. You may constantly feel tired, you may get headaches and neck aches and backache and upset tummies and all sorts of things that may manifest themselves in a physical sense. When it comes to mental signs and symptoms of cumulative stress, there may be a feeling of constant pressure. Maybe you feel a little bit trapped or feel insecure because you're not sure what's going to happen. When you are stressed, if there's even constructive criticism, you can take it quite personally and feel a bit vulnerable. Maybe things that you used to love doing, maybe you love getting up early and going for a run, and then suddenly you just don't feel like it anymore. That really is a sign that you may be experiencing cumulative stress when you don't enjoy the things that you used to do. I've noticed some of my clients who feel stressed, they say, oh, I used to go to Pilates, but I don't anymore. I just don't feel like it. And that is a sign that, oh, okay, we need to monitor this. Perhaps you feel a bit lonely. Perhaps you feel angry. Or maybe you don't have any problems at all. You're in total denial. Okay, so the mental signs and symptoms. I'm not just talking about you. Also think about anyone you know, because if you notice this, you can step in and say, hey, are you okay? Can I help you, or would you like to talk? And that will help as well. Typical behavioral signs and symptoms of cumulative stress are strained relationships at work and home. You know, when you're feeling stressed, your communication style tends to change as well. So, you know, if you're warm and fuzzy normally, you may suddenly become a bit short and sharp and just get on with it. And people are not used to that different way of communicating, not realizing how much pressure you're under. Perfectionism sometimes can be a behavioral sign of stress too. Working too hard or too long, you start turning up late for things, you're not as well groomed as you normally are, and you might even not want to talk about it. So you withdraw from friends, withdraw from family whose company you normally enjoy. So just be aware of this, okay? If there are any of these signs, then you could be heading towards burnout, all right? So what can we do? Now, I have something for you which I emailed to those of you who had registered for this session. And I know some people click attend, but they don't actually turn up. And it is my stress strategies workbook. But something I just want to remind you before I give you the link, in case you don't already have it downloaded, is almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. Okay, so unplug is the key. So I created this workbook for you, and I hope that you'll find it helpful. Let me just pop the link in case you haven't got it. Has anyone not downloaded it yet, I wonder? So I'm just going to pop here. If you go to this bit.ly link, bit.ly/success hyphen strategies hyphen workbook, you'll be able to click and download this guide. Okay, and I've actually just printed it out in black and white. Some of you may want to just use it for the online version. So those of you who've already got it, maybe just let me know if you have downloaded it. But if you haven't, then just go to that link. Let me just pop it up again so that you do have the link. That's this one. Okay, go there and download it. Okay, now I've got this on a timer, so it actually disappears after 15 seconds. So I might just change the timer so it'll stay. I've got 8 more seconds. So hopefully you've gone there and you have downloaded it. Okay, and it's going to go off now. There you go. But if you haven't downloaded it, let me know, and then I'll pop it in the banner again for you. But if you go to this workbook, you'll find that it's got a little bit of information for you. So psychologically, when we're under prolonged pressure, cumulative stress, our thinking tends to narrow because we get a bit of tunnel vision and we can't see the way out, and we lose that ability, that curious childlike ability to be imaginative and creative and dream of something different, plan something new, and imagine all of those possibilities. So if you're feeling a bit too tired, a bit too stretched, and wondering how on earth you're going to have enough energy to get through to the end of the year during this really busy time, then this workbook will help you with a few strategies, and I hope that you will find them helpful as well. So I'll just go through each one with you. So sometimes we just need a reset, just a 1-minute reset, and it'll make life so much easier. So one technique that I like to use when I'm starting to get a bit frazzled and I've got more work that's been dumped on me, or I'm just juggling multiple priorities, is I take a breath, I stop, I take a breath, and I breathe. There's a lovely simple method of 4-6. So you inhale for 4, for a count of 4, and then you exhale very slowly for a count of 6. And if you do that 10 times, you'll find that you will feel instantly better. Your heart rate will lower and you'll feel a bit calmer. Okay, in fact, why don't we try it now? Let's just do a deep breath in 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, that's a bit better, isn't it? Let's do it just one more time. Inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. Okay, I feel better. I hope you feel better as well. Then once you've done that, do this grounding exercise. And I've got it in the workbook so that if you want, you can type it in, or if you've printed it out, you can write it down, or you can write down the suggestions and fill out the workbook later. The grounding exercise is stand still, feet firmly planted on the ground, and then name one thing that you can see. It might be a lamppost, or a painting, or the window, or the sky, or a tree, or a flower. One thing that you can hear. Perhaps it's the birds chirping, or the hum of the air conditioner, or maybe it's your own heart beating, or a clock ticking. And one thing that you feel right now, and that could be maybe a cool breeze, or maybe it's the hard chair that you're sitting on, or the soft armchair that you're sitting on. One thing that you see, one thing that you hear, and one thing that you feel, because that brings you back to reality when you're starting to spiral and getting a bit too anxious and stressed out, and you might be freaking out a little bit. So breathe first, 4-6 method, then do the grounding exercise, see, hear, feel. And then the next one is reframe what's going on in your mind. So rather than thinking of, oh, I can't handle this, I'm too stressed, reframe it and say, I can handle this, but one step at a time. One step. It's a lot, but I can take one step. Or perhaps you can say, I don't need to do it all today. I will choose one thing. I will start with this one thing. And then that makes it an easy, manageable chunk for you. Okay, so I hope that those 3 little techniques, which are just a 1-minute reset for you, really will help you to calm down when you're thinking, this is really too much for me. Okay. Now, the next thing is when you're feeling a bit stressed, you start to lose your self-confidence as well and self-belief. And so I have within the manual a confidence ledger, which is very helpful because I've got space here for 5, I don't know if you can see it, yes, for 5 items that you can write down 5 times when you have overcome difficulties. If you feel like you're going through some tough stuff right now, and I can't cope, and that's what's going through your mind. Remember, you've lived quite a while already, yes, and you've overcome many challenges and many difficulties that at the time you thought you wouldn't be able to do it. So I'd like you to write down all those times when you actually have overcome difficulties. For me, I remember I went through one of the most stressful times in my life when I moved from Singapore to Sydney. I was going through a divorce at the time. I had 2 teenage children who didn't want to leave the country and all their friends. I had a very grumpy cat, Timber. I had my mother, aging mother, who didn't speak English. I'm half Chinese, half English. Mum was Chinese. She's passed away now, but she didn't speak any English. And I was moving everybody over to Sydney. And it was so much because I needed to find somewhere to live. I needed to get the kids in school. I needed to get a car. I needed to get a job. I was grieving myself for the changed circumstance. And I'm not going to be able to cope. I just want to cover myself with the blanket and not get out of bed and have someone else fix it. But there was no one who could fix it for me. However, I got a job, I got a place to live, I got the kids in school, I got a car, I reinvented my career. And this is 24, 25 years ago now. Okay, so long time. And so everything comes full circle. You can cope. And if you write it down, you'll know I've overcome that difficulty. I can overcome this one now. So write down 5 things. They don't have to be as major as what I just described that I'd gone through. They can be smaller things, like you finished a project. You did stand up on stage and deliver that presentation, even though you were nervous about public speaking. You did complete that report when there was a really tight deadline. So all these things, you have overcome those difficulties. Write them down. Pat yourself on the back because you did it. Okay, and sometimes when you're feeling stressed and you have a little bit of a wobble of self-belief, that nasty little self-limiting belief sits on your shoulder, and this exercise helps you to knock it off. Okay, so the next thing that you can also do is the small wins. I have a small wins ladder in this workbook as well. Well-being wins and career wins. What are the well-being wins that you could actually document? Did you go for a walk today? Did you go to the gym? Did you do your meditation? Did you do your breathing? Did you have a nice long hot bath with candles? Anything that's for your well-being? Did you spend time just reading, or writing in your journal? Things like that. And what was a career win? Did you have that career conversation with your manager? Did you complete that report? Did you network with somebody new? Did you reach out to someone on LinkedIn? And all of these things could be part of your career wins as well. So I hope this is of interest and helpful to you. I'll carry on with a few more things that you can do as well. And now remember, rest restores. Sometimes we go into escapism when we're a bit stressed. That mindful doom scrolling of social media, or just mindlessly binge watching, television that you don't even know what you're watching anymore. So that's like escape, which is numbing for you. But real rest restores you. So I've got some examples here. And so you can write down and fill in the blanks as to whether something is rest or escape. And you'll know that it's rest if it calms you, if it replenishes you, and it supports your future. Okay, so some examples that I've got here is leisure reading, for example. That calms you and it replenishes you, doesn't it? Because it depends on what you're reading, of course. And if it's leisure reading for something that's career related, yes, it may support your future too. But leisure reading calms you. It's like an escape, and it takes you into this whole new world. And reading is such a beautiful thing to do. What about social media scrolling? Does it calm you? I find it usually makes me more stressed. One of my daughters had to detox off social media because she was experiencing this comparisonitis. It's like, oh, everybody seems to have the perfect life. And I said, well, to be quite honest, what's on social media you see is carefully curated by many people, especially those who say, oh, I'll help you make this 7-figure income within 1 month, or some nonsense like that. Okay, so social media doom scrolling really doesn't calm you, it doesn't replenish you, and it doesn't really support your future. It just makes you feel a little bit depressed, don't you think? But journaling, that's a calming and replenishing exercise. Journaling has been proven to really help you focus on the right things and let go of the things that are dragging you down. Oh, I noticed there's been a comment. Let me see. What are the comments? Sigrid, you like one. Ah, that's good. Is that the journaling one, Sigrid? Your escape is watching murder mysteries. Okay. Now, if you're watching murder mysteries and you're concentrating and you're figuring it out, as I do like murder mysteries too, then you remember what you've watched. But when you're mindlessly like channel surfing and it's like, oh, I don't want to go to bed yet, so I'm just going to channel surf. That's not good. So, if you're going to watch something that David Attenborough has produced, that's always lovely because I learn something new. I love biographies as well, and that's something that I learn. But I'm thinking of that binge watching nothing in particular is really not so good. Okay, so the next thing that you can do is to give yourself some what I call holiday clarity as well. Okay, so rest and preparation both can sit comfortably side by side. You don't have to escape completely. You can prepare and you can rest at the same time. So think about these two things. 2025, we're coming towards the end of the year. What will you leave behind in 2025? Will you leave behind perfectionism, self-doubt, relationships that no longer serve you? What are the things that you may leave behind in 2025? If you document it, it's more likely that it will happen, yes? Now, what will you carry forward into 2026? What has been good about this past year? And I'm sure there are many, many wins that you think, oh, I want a bit more of that into 2026. Did you learn more about AI, perhaps, because that's a hot topic for so many people at the moment. Will you carry on upgrading your skills and learning more? Will you carry forward continued education, upgrading your skills? Will you carry forward continued positive outreach and on LinkedIn, for example, or networking with like-minded individuals so that you can expand your network? Actually, as Sigrid is here, I'd like to give a shout out to Sigrid. If you want to expand your network, Sigrid has an excellent event that she hosts regularly that helps people to network globally. So it's worth checking her out and connecting with her as well. So that could be something that you're going to carry forward into 2026. Think about how you can help people and how you can help yourself by leaving what drags you down behind. 2025, you may want to say goodbye and good riddance. I hope it hasn't been an as horribilis as the Queen once said when she had a really bad year with her family. I hope it was a good year, but there will be things that you don't need to carry with you into the next year. Let's make it a positive experience that you truly look forward to so that you can enter 2026 relaxed, replenished, renewed, and excited about the possibilities too. So here are some prompts for you to reflect upon because that will be really helpful. What opportunities do you want to explore? What is it that you haven't explored just yet? What has been interesting to you, but you haven't done anything about it? Write that down because there may be things that you've put on the back burner, but no, that might excite me. Maybe I want to take that dance class. Maybe I want to learn how to play the piano or the guitar. Maybe I want to take that leadership course. Maybe I want to join Toastmasters and improve my public speaking. Think of what is it that might be of benefit to you, and what abilities do you already have that you want to strengthen? So maybe you can network, but maybe you're not so good at introducing yourself. So you might think, okay, one of the abilities I want to strengthen is how I can introduce myself so that people understand what I bring to the table and what my key strengths are. And especially if you're a job seeker, that's going to be really important, isn't it? And if you've been in between roles for a while, you might be feeling, oh, what can I possibly talk about? So you need to think, if you've been in between roles and you have strengthened your skills or you've learned something new, then that's a positive because you'll probably be asked in the job interview, how have you spent your time, while job hunting? And if the job hunt has taken a little bit longer and they ask you, why do you think that is? You can turn it into a positive by saying, I looked upon this as the perfect opportunity to, first of all, take a break after working for so many years, and secondly, to learn something new. This was a great opportunity, or maybe I've had a redundancy package and it gave me the opportunity to take this very expensive course, okay, or get qualified in this new area. So turn it into a positive and think about the abilities that you want to strengthen. So really, there are quite a number of strategies here that you can use to help you become calm, confident, and gain clarity for yourself. The 1-minute reset with the 4-6 breath, the grounding exercise, and the reframing prompt when you're getting a little bit stressed out. The confidence ledger, where you write down what you have overcome in the past when you thought you wouldn't be able to do it. The small wins ladder for your well-being as well as for your career, and whether rest is restoring you or escape is numbing you. In fact, I just want to highlight a little bit about this restoration and escape. For example, when you need calm, I'll just go back to that slide. Where is it? There we go, this one. Things that will help you is like gentle stretching, like in yoga, a 10-minute breathing exercise, journaling your thoughts, or going having a nice warm bath, with candles and nice music. That's really restorative, isn't it? But things that are more like escape, it's, scrolling through social media, binge watching, maybe overeating for comfort, maybe you going online shopping to self-soothe. You feel that you get a bit of an adrenaline rush when you buy something online, but you might be overspending as well. Maybe you're just staying busy, keeping super busy, because it makes you feel like you're needed, but it also helps you to avoid feeling. So when you keep yourself really, really busy, you're not thinking about the things that you need to reflect upon. So, do you think about, that escape? It really can just be a numbing exercise, all right? If you need to replenish your energy, then take a proper break and don't feel guilty about it. You can have some light movement to loosen tension. Very often I do this exercise where I pull my shoulders back if I've been in front of the computer for a long time, and that just takes a few minutes, well, a few seconds really, and already I feel a lot better when I combine it with my 4-6 breathing. Cooking for yourself a really nourishing meal is wonderful as well, but if you're drinking caffeine to push through exhaustion, then that's more of your escape. I can still do it, so I'm going to drink lots of coffee. Or maybe you just don't have the energy to say no, so you say yes, and that means you're taking more on. A lot of people have this fear of missing out, FOMO. Well, I like JOMO, JOMAO, because it's the joy of missing out. So you can think of JOMO as Jane's phrase, because Jane starts with a J as well. Sometimes saying no is quite liberating too, okay? So I hope that that will be helpful. And so we're up to the reflection prompts. And if you need more help, you can book an exploratory chat with me. Just go to janejacksoncoach.com, because here, I'll pop that there, because I'm always happy to have a chat. There's a little button that you can click at this link where you can book a 15-minute complimentary exploratory chat, and we can just, unpack your head and find out what's going on with you. I'm very happy to do that, so feel free to do that. And also, I have this for you. I promised everybody that I would give you my How to Manage Stress online course. It's normally $129. It's yours for free, okay? I don't want anything from you. You just go to thecareersacademy.online/confidence, all right? This is the link, the careers with an S academy.online/confidence, and there is a coupon code, LinkedIn Live, because this is a LinkedIn Live session. Apply that promo code at checkout and the price will drop to $0. Okay, so you can get it for free. So please do download that, because that will help you. And thank you so much for being with me today. I would love to get some feedback from you, or if you've got any comments or questions, I can hang about for a little while if you like. But do scan this coupon code and provide me with some feedback as to whether this was helpful for you or not. And also, if there are any other sessions that you would like me to host live, because I'm here to help. And if there's any topics that you think, oh, I think Jane could help me with that, then do let me know, because I'm always happy to do so. Okay, and connect with me on LinkedIn if we're not already connected. Send me a DM if you'd like to find out more, or just book a complimentary 15-minute chat with me. And I'm just a warm and fuzzy coach, but I do like to get results, okay? Because when I get results from my clients, they give me nice reviews. I have over 100 recommendations on LinkedIn and over 90 Google reviews if you look for Jane Jackson Career Coach. And I always love to receive them, because it means I'm on the right track and what I do does make a difference to people's lives. Okay, so I hope that's been helpful. And I don't see any additional comments, but if you are watching the replay, feel free to pop your questions in the comments, and I will go back and I will respond to them as well. So I just want to say thank you so much to Elijah, Christine, Talat, Amar, and Sigrid for joining me, for the ones who've actually commented. I'll see in a little minute how many people actually did join this feed, but I know this is a difficult time because it is in the evening and very early morning in London. And so for those of you watching the replay, happy for you to reach out and I would love to support you. Okay, so I'll just stop sharing this screen now. There we go. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me this Thursday evening in Sydney. And if there are no more questions, then I will say good night and thank you so much to everybody for joining me. I'll just type in the chat. Thank you for joining me this evening. Oh, and also I'd love to know if you found that the Reflections workbook, the Career Success Strategies, Mindfulness Strategies workbook is useful for you too. Okay, just drop me an email. I always love to hear. And so that's it from me for today. And I will say thank you so much. And I will talk to you again very soon. Bye now.